John Pellan, UTVscene.com. I'm out here at Huntsville, Tennessee at the Brimstone Recreation Area. We're ride testing Yamaha's 2016 Wolverine R-Spec. Before I give you my opinion on this thing, let's go talk to Travis Hollins. He's the product planning manager at Yamaha, and he can give you all the details on this incredible new machine that they've just made.
Hi, I'm Travis Hollins, Yamaha's ATV and side-by-side product planning manager. Today, we're out here in Huntsville, Tennessee at the Brimstone Recreational Riding Area. This is some of the most challenging, toughest conditions you could possibly put a side-by-side machine into. We built the Wolverine R-Spec for the pure recreational customer. We built this thing to be the most comfortable and the most confident machine on virtually any terrain out there. There's a lot of things we did to make sure we achieved those goals. Just starting with the chassis. Everything we've done with the chassis is really focused on making it the most terrainable, most off-road capable machine that you can buy. We've increased the approach and the departure angle. We've narrowed the chassis up. We've increased the ground clearance underneath. The skid plates underneath the machine are full-length steel welded skid plates. These things are super tough and they allow you to glide over any obstacle that's out there. You'll notice the A-arms are actually upswept, which also increases the overall ground clearance. We run a 26-inch Maxxis tire, also giving us a lot of traction and a lot of ground clearance at the same time. Confidence. You know, when you're riding out there, you want to feel like you can do anything, and we've done a lot of things to the Wolverine to give you that feeling. The first thing, you know, when you're sitting in the cockpit, you've got very stable floorboards. You can support yourself, push yourself back on the dead pedal. The seats themselves are high back, they're bolstered. We've got the shoulder bolster that you can actually push against. We've also got, from the passenger standpoint, we've got handholds, we've got the same shoulder bolster, the same floors, all of those things that just give us the ultimate in off-road capability. When you talk about comfort, the first thing you got to talk about is suspension. With the Wolverine, we've got super long travel shocks. We've got fully adjustable with high and low speed compression and rebound and threaded preload. They're piggyback, they're large diameter, so you're not going to get that fade over the long haul. And they allow you to make adjustments. If you like a little sportier handling, a little flatter machine, you can adjust it. If you want just that really plush, pillowy feel, you can adjust the shocks to get that. So it really gives you that flexibility to dial it in however you want to use it. The brakes, unbelievable brakes. They are so strong, they just give you such confidence when you're going down steep terrain or you're in that situation where you need to put some serious braking into it. Our on-command system, that's another thing. Being able to lock the tires down, all four tires locked down and giving you that traction, and not only giving you the forward traction, but also if you have to back out of a situation, you've also got that four-wheel locked in differential lock, which is so important. With our engine, you actually get the Ultramatic transmission. With our centrifugal clutch, we have a constant belt tension. So you don't run into that situation where you're going to burn up a belt if you run it in high range on accident, or you know, you're in a really tricky situation, you're putting a lot of pressure on the transmission. Our centrifugal wet clutch system that we have in the Ultramatic transmission, it's no problem. It can handle all of that type of riding situation. So you don't have to be worried about it. It gives you that confidence that you're going to make it home, you're going to make it back to camp. We also incorporate a one-way sprag clutch within that Ultramatic transmission. That gives you engine braking. When you combine that with our on-command system with the four-wheel differential lock, that gives you all-wheel engine braking. So now you've got all four tires giving you traction as you're going down that hill. You don't get that weird swapping, sliding sensation with other vehicles that have only rear-wheel engine braking, or that freewheel effect where it just lets go and all of a sudden you're like in neutral rolling down the hill. We've put so much thought into the Wolverine. It's a completely new animal. animal. It's not like anything else out there in the market today, and every aspect of it has been considered and double considered and rethought to make sure that it is the most capable machine for this type of environment. With the full line of genuine Yamaha accessories, you've got a whole slew of accessories that allow you to customize your machine to whatever need that you have.
Hey, you just heard from Travis, and look who I have. It's Travis Hollins again. I wanted to talk to you about a few of the things. First off, suspension, awesome.
Thank you.
Man,
yeah.
Through the rocks and stuff, it just floats like that was if I could pick one spot, the rocks.
When we were working with this machine, I mean, it was a lot of fun. I mean, we came out here to Brimstone. We did a lot of our development out here, and this is some of the most challenging terrain you can find.
I noticed that. You guys could have picked a mellower place, but you didn't, and that shows the machine off. It really, I was impressed with how the thing handled and. Soaked up some of the stuff. Engine isn't a bullet. It's got torque, but it isn't super fast or anything, but it did the job.
Yeah, I mean, basically, you know, in this type of riding environment,
this isn't a race machine.
We're not trying to go 60 miles an hour through the trees. So, you know, the most important thing is having good throttle control, being able to have a smooth throttle delivery, and, you know, being able to control the machine when you're going over that technical stuff. So, you know, the 708 provides great torque, and the Ultramatic transmission with the centrifugal clutch gives you that smooth engagement, and that's what we wanted. I wanted to commend you also on the frame of this thing is turned up. There was a lot of places where I think I could have been wedged because there's the ruts are so deep. This thing traverses over bottoming places pretty good because of that frame sweep. Yeah. And then you've got some with the A-arms that are swept too. Everything about the machine. I mean, we really started with a clean sheet of paper. We've got a short wheelbase. We've got the narrow frame. We've got the up sweeps on both sides, which increase the ground clearance. Like you mentioned, the wide arc A-arms, which actually increase the overall ground clearance. We've actually shortened the chassis within the wheelbase, so your approach angle and departure angles are really, really tight. You know, just all the functionality, the on-command system with our diff lock, it's all just been you know, put together into one package to allow you to go over that terrain. And like you said, just super comfortable with the suspension. It is. And it's a real joy to ride. I like that. That's my favorite part of the vehicle. Yeah. Just so you know, the suspension on this thing. Suspension is unbelievable, and you know, I think that's almost race. Not race, but it's a fun drive. It's a very high quality suspension. Yeah. I mean, really, what we focused on, there was two main things, and we went over this over and over and over again when we're talking to you guys, and it's really, you know, comfort was the number one thing. Confidence. I know. Comfort and confidence, right? So you want to be as comfortable as possible when you're out there riding. So suspension and, you know, handling and all that, but you also want to have the confidence. And, you know, if you feel like you're going to be bottoming all the time, or you're going to get stuck in a situation, you're not going to want to take your machine, and you're not going to want to enjoy it. So, you know, we really focused on having a machine that, again, most comfortable, most confident. Yep, and durable. You got the Ultramatic transmission. That's a given as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, the Yamaha products are always right. But the Ultramatic transmission and the Yamaha EPS, don't buy a unit, people, that isn't EPS. I don't know why I even offer it, but the EPS is such a joy to drive. EPS, I can't imagine anyone trying to spend the extra money and get an EPS. This thing, it handles perfect, it steers perfect. And the transmission is, like, I would say, one of the better that there are. I mean, it's bulletproof. Yamaha was first with that. Yeah. With EPS. We were first with EPS, and we were the first to have a wet centrifugal clutch incorporated into the CVT and the one-way sprag clutch, and you know, it just really. So you're not changing belts out there on the trail. I think it worked real good. And there's how many of us? 14 of us today. Not one problem, so pretty impressive. And then there was two groups. I heard they didn't have a flat tire, nothing. So I'm really impressed with the Yamaha Wolverine. I think if you want to buy a unit that you don't have to put a lot of money into, you're not trying to race every day, you're not trying to go to the GNCC and race, this would be a great choice. I would compare it right there with the Kawasaki Terra X. I think it rides better than the Terra X. I think its engine is right there on par with the Terra X. But if I want to choose one that handles well, handles better, if I want a better handling machine and a better suspension machine, it's this Wolverine.